Here at Massage Place Stadium. If you haven't come down and you're already got tickets, hurry up because the place is getting filled up pretty quickly. At the same time, also, if you're still on your way down or if you're yet to leave the house, make sure you grab a bag of non-perishable food items. We are taking food donations and tackling hunger today with BC Bus North. They've got one of their coach buses just at the front of this south parking lot as you come into the stadium. So be sure to stop there and give a donation as we're trying to tackle hunger here with BC Bus North. And if you're tuning in to catch the entire game, thank you so much. I'm the play-by-play voice for the Prince George Kodiaks, Ethan Reddy. Joined with me on color is Todd Hansen, and we're about, let's say 11 minutes away from kickoff here at Massage Place Stadium as the Prince George Kodiaks are getting ready to take on the Kamloops Broncos. And this is bound to be a big matchup between these two sides. You've got Prince George on one side who's trying to get themselves back into the win column. Haven't won since that week one very dramatic matchup against the VI Raiders, a 39-34 final in favor of the home side. Meanwhile, on the other side, the Kamloops Broncos, they're still trying to figure out what that win tastes like as they've yet to find one here in the 2024 BCFC season. Going into this one, you look at a team like Kamloops, though, they've got so much talent on their side. You look at the receiving group specifically. You've got Colton Meikle. He spent time with the BC Lions training camp earlier this year. He's spent time with Team Canada. You name it, he's done it. I think he's 19 years of age. Still got a number of years of eligibility if he so chose to here in the BCFC. Otherwise, he'd likely be going the youth sport route. They've also got Caleb Sens, another receiver that they've got, a fast receiver who's actually leading this, the Broncos in receiving this year. Strong running back in Cameron Gregorczyk. What have you noticed out of the Kamloops Broncos over the years? I know the wins haven't necessarily been in their favor, but this is a team, they've got the talent, and there's definitely no shortage of that.
Yeah, it's really dependent on what kind of Kamloops Broncos team's going to show up on game day. When they can get all three of their big-name players in Gregorczyk, Sens, and Meikle involved, they're a tough team to handle.
Yeah.
So for them today, the game plan obviously has to be to run the ball.
Yeah.
Prince George has struggled immensely with that. If they're able to run it effectively, it's going to make for a big day in the pass game for Meikle and Sands, because they are both mismatches, and if you don't game plan for them and you don't play physical with them, it's going to be a long day.
Yeah. No, 100%. Now, the one thing I do want to, we take a flashback to last year. I know in preparing for the Kamloops Broncos, one of the big, I guess the matchups, you saw Nick Tremblay kind of isolated on Colton Meikle in that defensive matchup. And I don't think Meikle, I think he may have had 2 catches that entire game. Is that kind of a similar matchup you're looking for here tonight?
Yeah, I think so. Being a part of the staff last year, got to see it, and they put a lot of time into that. And he is the guy that makes this offense go. Yeah. If they struggle to get him the ball, they start forcing it to other guys, and that's when the defense can start making some plays. Yep. I would expect to see the same. Play physical with him. He is a big receiver, so if you don't get hands on him early, he can do some great things on the field.
Absolutely. Now the other thing, I mean, following up, I'm not going to mention the score of last week's game for the Kodiaks, but you look at how the Kodiaks lost that game. Having to essentially deal with the top running back in the CJFL in Elelian Noah. Went for 190 yards, 4 touchdowns on the night. It was basically a very run-focused offense all night long from start to finish. And I know Cameron Gregorczyk has been a running back that has been able to have his way with the Kodiaks offense. You were talking about getting the run kind of established, but is this possibly a game that the Broncos can lean very heavily on that run game?
I think so. Prince George has to show that they can stop it. That's the biggest thing, and every team watching the Kodiaks and seeing them on film and seeing how the results are, no, we have to run the ball. If we run the ball, we'll have success. So talking with Coach Borum and some of the guys before the game, that was an emphasis this week. They have to stop the run.
Yeah. Absolutely. Now, we'll talk about the Prince George Kodiak side. You've got a number of players getting back into the lineup. Last week, you were missing Carson Briere, the top receiver for the Kodiaks in the lineup. And at the same time, you've got a number of players also back in the lineup, whether it had to do with illnesses or whatnot. Taman Pittock back in the lineup, and another player, Peyton Briere. Actually, what we'll end up doing, we're going to take a quick commercial break, actually, just as the national anthem plays here inside Massage Place Stadium. You're listening to Kodiaks football right here on Country 97 FM. All right, welcome back to Massage Place Stadium. Just over 4 minutes till kickoff as the captains for either side meet at midfield for the coin toss. We're about to transition, start talking about the Prince George Kodiaks and kind of both sides of the ball, offense, defense. A number of players back in the lineup. On the defensive side, you've got Peyton Briere, who's back in the lineup. Got injured during that Week 1 win over the VI Raiders. Taman Pittock back in the lineup. What does this mean for the Prince George Kodiaks, just to get those guys who perhaps, we were listening to Jamie Borum pregame, and he said, you're only as strong as your weakest link, and obviously, yes, but at the same time, having those guys back in the lineup is definitely going to make things look a little bit different for the Kodiaks.
Yeah, all of those guys that he had mentioned in Sherlock, Pittock, and Briere, they're all big pieces to this team. They were part of the plans all through the offseason. And they're game changers. Having Sherlock up front on the O-line, he's the anchor of that O-line. Having Peyton Briere back in the secondary, they've had trouble stopping the pass. He's a guy that played last year as an underager and showed really well through the offseason. He was obviously part of that CFC showcase, did his thing there. And, yeah, he'll be a much-needed piece for that defense. Yeah. And Taman Pittock's got game-changing speed.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And I mean, we're talking about the defensive side, but also that offensive side. You look at Carson Briere back in the lineup, top target for Sawyer. It'd be easy to say that he was, missed in last week's game. But what does that kind of mean for the offensive side of the ball, just to kind of have that sheer-handed target, especially during those over the middle passes, but also the deep ball. We've seen him kind of torch some defensive backs over the first little bit of this season.
Well, as the seasons went on, the first half of the season, Carson's turned into Sawyer's safety blanket almost.
Yeah.
They've built a really good chemistry together. They're on the same page. You can see they're improvising a little bit on the field, and it's led to big plays. Mm-hmm. And that's the type of chemistry you want from two guys that are going to be here next year as well, hopefully, and continue to build on that.
Absolutely. No, 100%, and at the same time, it's also, we've seen Andrew Brown get a little bit more involved in the offense. We've seen Xander Shane have his moments in the running back position. Definitely look to see him have a big performance here tonight, or whether they go back to what we saw during that Week 1 win, kind of that split back double-headed monster in Xander Shane, but also Gavin Halverson also being active in the run game as well, as we're getting ready for the opening kickoff. It will be the Prince George Kodiaks kicking the ball off to the Kamloops Broncos. Kodiaks kicking broadcast right to left here at Massage Place Stadium, decked out in their black uniforms with gold trim, and the Kamloops Broncos in their white uniforms with orange and blue trim. And Brady Harper is about ready to get this game underway here in Prince George. And here we go as the opening kick heads down right to the 20, skips, and will go out of bounds. And that is definitely not the way you want to get this game started, with a flag being thrown on the opening kickoff, an illegal kick out of bounds by Brady Harper.
Yeah, that seems to be a reoccurring thing we're going through every week.
We see it time and time again, and you know what? At some point, you just need to drill it right through the end zone at least.
Try to, yeah. Giving teams a little more field position to start the game, a little bit of momentum. Yeah, you don't want to start any game like that.
So the Kamloops Broncos take over on offense. First offensive drive of the game from the 40-yard line, near side hash mark. It will be number 5, Clark Snyder, the quarterback for the Broncos. And he'll look to hand this ball off right away up the middle. Gang tackle, but a carry for about 4 or 5 yards on the play.
It's a good run to start the drive. That is a very large running back wearing a receiver number.
That is not Grigorchik.
No.
I can tell you that. Number 86, Corey Jeeves on the carry. And now we'll see Cameron Grigorchik in the backfield. 3 receivers to the far side for the Broncos. It'll be a pass play. Snyder connects Colton Meikle. A little hitch route there, and he'll get tackled out of bounds at about the 55-yard line, and that will move the chains for the Broncos. First down.
They got to get in his face a little bit earlier. Do not give him any room to operate out there. They have an opportunity with him on the boundary just to take him out of the game. They got to get physical down there.
And we saw the Valley Huskers pick apart those wide out, similar routes than what we just saw to Meikle. And the Valley Huskers had some great success. It'd be interesting to see whether the Broncos try to capitalize on that. Cameron Grigorchik off the middle, handoff play, and that gets stopped by number 55, Caden Crow.
Great job filling the hole there.
13:42 remaining here in the opening quarter, and it'll be 2nd and 8 for the Broncos as Clark Snyder gets the play call from the sideline, heads to the huddle, and Broncos break the huddle, head to the line of scrimmage. 3 receivers to the far side, single back in behind Snyder. Now pass play here. Some pressure coming on. Snyder escapes it. He'll tuck it and run, and he drops the shoulder but gets brought down by Lucas Burgoyne. Gain of about 2 yards, maybe 1 actually, as that brings up 3rd down.
Like the play call there. Bring pressure, flush him out of the pocket. Little delayed blitz by Caden Crow there. Able to flush Snyder out of the pocket, and very big hit. Those two collided.
Punt team out on the field, as it looks like it'll be running back to receiver, now to punter, as Corey Jeeves looks to punt this one away. A low snap. Jeeves is able to get this one away, and that will get kicked out of bounds. So the Kodiaks offense comes out on the field for the first time in tonight's matchup. 12:56 remaining in the first quarter. Looks like the ball will get marked just short of the 30-yard line, 29-yard line to be exact. It'll be 1st and 10 with the ball positioned on the near hash mark. Kodiaks break the huddle. 3 receivers to the far side, and just a lone running back in the backfield. That's Xander Shane next to Sawyer Thiessen. Thiessen drops back, scans, looks deep. Carson Briere nearly picked.
Oh, that was close.
It could have gone either way, but perhaps luckily for both sides that fell incomplete, as Carson Briere was able to get one hand up on it, but it kind of just hung there in the air.
Yeah, the backside half came off the route to make a play on that. If Sawyer's able to hold that for a split second longer, Briere might be still running.
12-12 remaining here in the first quarter. Thiessen takes the snap. Scans, looks to pass. He'll dump it off. Cale Cowley over the middle. Cowley tries to shed a tackle. He does, stays up, and he'll get close before getting tackled. Looked like he may have picked up 8 yards on the, maybe 9 actually, it looks like. So short 1 yard, 3rd and 1, and it looks like the offense is staying out. What do you think about this one?
Hey, you start fast. Both teams are desperate for a win. Need to get some momentum going in your favor. It's a good play call here.
3rd and 1, and the offense staying out. Needs to get about 1.5 yards. He'll hand it off. Xander Shane up the middle. He gets it. He's still going. And the Kamloops Broncos trying to pile is still getting pushed forward. And now some shoving between the sides before they get broken apart. And that is a magic wash. First down for the Kodiaks.
O-line did a really good job there, just moving bodies, giving Xander some time to just put his shoulder pads down and try and hit that hole.
So 1st and 10 from the 47-yard line inside the Prince George side of the field. 3 receivers to the near side. Thiessen, he'll hand it off. Xander Shane again. He'll pick up some, and then he gets brought down. Pickup of a few, maybe 2 or 3 yards on that play. 10:42 remaining here in the first quarter. 2nd and 7 for the Kodiaks. Just looks like the ball maybe just a smidge shy of the 50-yard line. 3 receivers to the near side. Thiessen takes the snap, scans, he's looking over the middle, he's got time, and he'll connect to Carson Briere. That picks up a first down. He's still up and running. Far sideline before getting forced out of bounds, and that'll move the chains for yet another magic wash first down.
O-line gave him tons of time back there just to sit back, take a look at the defense, and deliver a very nice strike to Briere there. Something that's been missing the last few weeks. Sawyer hasn't had a whole lot of time, so that's a good sign that O-line's holding up well right now.
Big improvement for that offensive line, and there's been definitely some juggling of personnel along that O-line as they get set up for 1st and 10 here. Play action, Sawyer, he's got some pressure. He'll got wrapped up and brought down in the backfield. Number 72 for the Broncos, Cole Malo, product of Vanderhoof.
Yeah, that just looked like an RPO that Sawyer guessed wrong on. He wanted to hit Cale Cowley on the out route, but they covered that up well.
That's a loss of 9 yards on the play, so 2nd and 19 for the Kodiaks. 3 receivers to the near side. Thiessen drops back, scans some pressure coming off the edges. Thiessen directs some blocks. He'll tuck it himself, still directing blocks, and he'll run out of bounds. Gets close to the original line of scrimmage.
Good coverage downfield by the Broncos, and only bringing 3 men on that rush.
And it looks like the offense staying out once again for another 3rd down play. The 3rd and 7. Kodiaks break the huddle. 3 receivers to the far side. 8:22 remaining. Thiessen drops back, looks over the middle, connects. That falls incomplete as it looked like Cale Cowley saw that defender coming in for the quick hit.
That's a high traffic area, but he's got to come down with that. Those are the plays that separate you from being a really good team and a team that's around the bottom.
8:08 remaining, and that will be a turnover on downs as the Kamloops Broncos offense comes back out on the field. They'll take over from the 37-yard line. 1st and 10. 3 receivers to the far side, and they've got a double backfield, but Cameron Grigorchik motions over. Here's his attempt going deep, and that gets overthrown. But Coulter Cannon will make sure his presence is felt as he puts a shot on the intended target. That's number 3, Caleb Sens.
When that ball first came out, I thought that was going to be an interception. It looked like it was going long, but they both tried to tee up the receiver.
Let's go, Kodiaks.
7:25 remaining here in the first quarter. Broncos break the huddle. 3 receivers to the far side. 4-man front for the Kodiaks. Here's some pressure coming, heading towards the near side. Nearly gets picked off. Peyton Briere jumped the route, got right in front of Colton Meikle, but couldn't hold on.
And you know, those are the type of plays they've been missing. Being able to read the route that's coming at you, read the quarterback's eyes, and come down and make a play on the ball. Great job by Peyton Briere there.
And that sets up 3rd down, so the punt team back out for the Broncos. And Nate Oltmann back to return for Prince George. A low snap skips off the turf, but G is able to get it away. Back spinning punt as that connects and goes back to the 25, picked up by Oltmann. He'll try to find a lane. Still up, but gets brought down at about the 45-yard line with 6:40 remaining here in the first quarter.
The one thing I noticed right away is the Kodiaks are playing very physical. We haven't seen this the last couple of weeks. They've been kind of sluggish coming out of the gate. But right now they're playing with a little bit of urgency, it seems, and they are playing very physical.
Kodiak's offense back out onto the field. They'll start this drive from their own 45. As they'll break the huddle with a 3-receiver set to the near side. Xander Shane in behind Thiessen. Here's a handoff. Here's Shane. He's got some room to run right up the middle. Past midfield, over the 40, and gets brought down at the 37-yard line.
When you draw up run plays, that's exactly how you want them to run. The O-line ran that to perfection, and Xander was able to find the hole out the back door and take off for a big first down.
1st and 10 for the Kodiaks. Another Magic Wash first down as they break the huddle. They're now inside the Kamloops end of the field. And they'll break the huddle. 3 receivers to the far side. Thiessen, low snap, but he's able to handle it. He's got time, some pressure coming off the left edge. Thiessen rolling right, and he'll just tuck it himself. Runs up to the 30 before running it out of bounds. And he'll take the relatively easy yards on that one. It looked like he didn't really pick up full speed. Just a light jog, you could say.
Yeah. Yeah, I think for some of these guys, it's a much-needed bye week next week. Body's starting to feel it a bit.
5:25 remaining here in the first quarter. Still scoreless between these two sides. 2nd and what looks to be about 2 yards to go for a first down. Kodiak's lining up 4 receivers to the near side. Thiessen, he'll call it himself, and he'll just run it. Runs for a first down, goes for a slide, and a flag in the backfield as Connor, I believe that might be Connor Sherlock, just kind of standing there looking back at the official.
The way he turned around real quick, yeah. He definitely got a bit of a hold of the
that was a there. Yeah, you got me type look. No penalty going against the Kodiaks. Safe to say that was going against Connor Sherlock.
Yeah.
2nd and 12 for Prince George as we reach final 5 minutes here in the opening quarter. Kodiaks break the huddle. 3 receivers to the near side. Xander Shane in the backfield. And Thiessen will take the snap. He'll look for a quick hit over the middle, but that gets dropped by the sure-handed Carson Briere. Uncharacteristic for the Kodiaks' top receiver.
Ball was a little bit behind him, but if you get your hands on it, you can catch it.
That's what I always say. 3rd down, so it looks like the punt team will come out for Prince George as Cale Calley will look to pin the Broncos deep in their own end. Caleb Sens heads back to return this one. And it looks like the Broncos will opt to take a timeout with 4:31. Looks like there may have just been some issues in terms of personnel as there was some late bodies running off the field as the Kodiaks line things up. But we've got about just over 10 minutes ticked off the clock here in the first quarter. How are you seeing the Prince George Kodiaks? Because it seems like they've definitely been the ones who have been able to move the ball the most.
Yeah, they're starting out basically how they want to start out. They're playing physical on the offense and defensive side. They are trying to push the ball down the field. They are trying to start fast. It's a matter of time before they pop one. I think the way the game plan's shaping out right now, attack the middle of the field, they got a big mismatch with Carson Briere there coming across, matched up on a linebacker, and there's really no one else in the middle of the field.
Well, and it seems like the Kodiaks have also just kind of picked apart that middle, whether it's over the pass or with the run game. They've definitely noticed something over the middle against this Broncos defense. However, still scoreless as Cale Cowley will call his own number, tries to pick up the first down on a fake punt, and he'll try to get up to the 30, needs to get to the 28, does he?
It's going to be very close.
That is very close. I don't know if you could get much closer than that as it's being marked.
He used that whole 6'7" frame to try and stretch that one out.
I don't think there's too many times where you wish someone was an inch taller, but definitely another inch would have made for sure the first down on that one, as the officials are meeting up in around the 28-yard line. They're definitely getting their input from the Kamloops Broncos bench, though, I'll say that. Yeah. And the chain crew will come out onto the field for a measurement. And we'll see whether the Kodiaks are able to pick up the first down. I believe it was last year, actually, against the Kamloops Broncos, where Cale Cowley, similar play, ended up taking one all the way to the house on a fake punt.
I do remember that.
It was a while ago.
It was early in the season. A guy with his talent, when he can get the corner, he can take it.
And it looks like the Kamloops Broncos gesturing that they're short. And it will be a turnover on downs. And not for a lack of trying.
That was a long way to go on a conversion. What I liked there is you saw all 12 guys on that offense, or 11, I guess, trying to block the Bronco players. Something we haven't seen a lot of. That's a very big positive for that special teams unit right now.
The Kamloops Broncos will take over on offense from inside their own end of the field. They'll start this drive from their own 28-yard line. And the lineup with three receivers to the short side. Here's a handoff. Cameron Grigorchik, he'll have to cut, tries to change direction, but gets caught and brought down by Glenn Filkowski and number 91, Theo Grant.
Good pursuit. On that play, Nick Tremblay set the edge perfectly there. Colton Meikle had the responsibility and forced that right back inside. So great play by Tremblay.
2nd and 7 for the Broncos. The lineup, three receivers this time to the far side, the wide side of the field. Single back in the backfield, Ingrid Gorchik, but he'll motion up to block. He'll head into the flat. Peyton Briere goes for the tackle, brings him down, and that will be a yard short of the first down. Good breakdown there by Peyton Briere. We don't see that too often. We normally are so used to seeing Kodiaks players just trying to fly in uncontrolled, trying to make the tackle.
Yeah. Well, stick to his technique.
And it looks like the punt team will come out onto the field. We'll see if they try to have something up their sleeve. Meanwhile, Andrew Brown back to return for the Kodiaks. A high snap. Jeeves, he'll tuck it himself, goes up, gets brought down, but it looks like he'll get the first down. Coulter Cannon broke down, but at that point, the first down was already gained.
Yeah, both teams seem to be leaving it out there so far. Very aggressive play calling.
So 1st and 10 for the Broncos. 2:57 remaining here in the first quarter.
something to note, Peyton Briere is off the field now. We saw him hobbling off, and he's been replaced by Tegan Moran.
We'll see whether that plays a factor and whether the Broncos try to attack that side of the field. Snyder drops back, looks over the middle. That falls incomplete as the ball skipped at the shoelaces of Colton Meikle.
Kodiaks are getting lots of pressure on Snyder right now, making life a little bit hard for him to find some open receivers.
2:24 remaining here in the first quarter. Still scoreless as the Broncos will break the huddle. They'll have 3 receivers line up to the far side. 2nd and 10. Snyder. He'll look to take the snap. Scans. Looking left. Puts the ball up in the air. Connected there. Brock Dufort. And he'll get tackled out of bounds, but picks up a first down.
Looked like Alexandro Thanos just got peeking in the backfield a little bit there and just let his receiver get away a little bit.
Yeah, the ball was kind of fluttered up in the air. You think had there been some tight coverage, that definitely would have been a situation where likely would have been an interception.
Or at least a third down.
But instead, 1st and 10 for the Broncos from the Prince George 50-yard line. Another connection here. Colton Meikle, he's off and running, has some room, and he'll score for the Broncos. Touchdown.
That's the impact Colton Meikle has on games. If you give him a yard or two of separation, that's what's going to happen. On that play specifically, they didn't get hands on. They let him kind of get a free run, give him a little bit of shove, and then he got inside release and was off to the races.
Yeah, and Snyder was able to get that ball off relatively quickly as well. So this goes to show how quickly Meikle was able to get himself open. As they will get themselves out 6-0. We'll line things up for a convert attempt here. And Owen Stockbrugger will kick the convert. And that is good. 7-0 for the Broncos. Minute 30 remaining here in the first quarter. As the Kamloops Broncos get themselves out to a quick lead. Well, I wouldn't say quick. Took much of the first quarter, but at the same time, they just needed one play to have that momentum shift in their favor.
Taking a look at the Broncos sideline, Meikle looks like the biggest player on this team.
Prince George Kodiaks lining up to return this kick. Looks like the combo, Myron Brown and Andrew Brown, back to return. No relation. And this one gets kicked, and looks like this will get kicked right through the sideline, and that'll be a flag. Illegal kick out of bounds against the Broncos, which will help set things up fairly well for the Prince George Kodiaks offense. Start this drive from their own 40-yard line, near side hash mark, as they'll break the huddle. 3 receivers to the far side. Decent. He'll hand this off. And is that Andrew Brown in the backfield?
He wasn't kidding when he said they're going to show us something they've never done on film before.
Yeah. He did say that.
When I saw Galvin Halverson motioning out to be the wideout, something was up.
and the interesting thing is, I thought I was misreading the jersey number when I saw him run out as the wideout.
We saw the same thing.
Okay. 3 receivers to the far side. 2nd and 8. Thiessen drops back, some pressure. He'll connect. Cale Cowley, he gets the first down, and he gets brought down just past midfield. Gets to what looks like it's getting marked as the 52-yard line inside the Kamloops side.
Great anticipation throw by Sawyer Thiessen there. Just waited for for Kale Cali to sit down in that area and deliver a strike.
And that just goes to show kudos or shout out to the Kodiaks offensive line. This is timing that Thiessen has not had much of this season. 1st and 10. The handoff, Gavin Halverson, he pops it off tackle but gets wrapped up, gain of maybe a yard. And it looks like actually the officials will...
Forward progress for 2.
Looks like, yes, it'll be a gain of 2 yards. 2nd and 8 for the Kodiaks. And this will be the final play of the first quarter. As the Kodiaks line up, 3 receivers to the far side. Thiessen sends his receivers in motion. Drops back, scans over the middle. That gets dropped. Kale Cali over the middle. That's the 2nd time Cali has dropped a pass in traffic.
Make some noise, Bridgestone!
And that'll bring us to the end of the first quarter. The Kamloops Broncos leading 7-0. We'll take a moment to step away for a quick 30-second break. You're listening to Kodiaks football right here on Country 97 FM. Welcome back to Massage Place Stadium, where we're getting ready to get the second quarter underway here. Kamloops Broncos leading 7-0 thanks to a long touchdown reception by Colton Meikle. Kodiaks now will start the quarter. 3rd down. Punt team currently out on the field. Kale Cali looking to kick this one away. Ball gets snapped and spiraling punt to the far side of the field, chased down by Caleb Sens, but that will skip out of bounds inside the 20. Looks like it'll get marked at the 21. At least that was a quicker placement than that one a few weeks ago.
It took about 5 minutes.
Those perhaps who weren't familiar and listening in on the first time about a week ago or 2 weeks ago, the last Kodiaks home game, it took a good 15-20 seconds of the official just walking the sideline to finally place the ball. Meanwhile, the Broncos 1st and 10 from their own 21. Here's a jet sweep here. Caleb Sens trying to find the edge, chased down and gets brought down. Number 55, Caden Crow on the tackle. Picks up 2 on the carry. That'll be 2nd down now. "14 minutes remaining here in the second quarter. 3 receivers on the far side for the Broncos. Snyder drops back. He's got some time trying to connect. And that skips off the turf. Looked like there was
3 receivers. They were running a scissors concept with an out tagged underneath it, but they all ran their routes at the same depth.
Well, and not only that, it looked like you had 3 Kodiaks defenders all in the same proximity. It was kind of that T-ball situation where it was like, who's going to call for it?
Yeah. I don't think that's how they drew it up.
13:50 remaining here in the second quarter. Split back, or sorry, 3rd down for the Broncos. Punt team out on the field. Jeeves gets this punt away. And that'll skip at the 50 and go out of bounds at the 40.
Ball's out of bounds on
13:33, Kodiak's offense comes back out onto the field trying to find a scoring drive. They've been able to move the ball relatively well, but still trying to piece together that full, complete drive.
I'd look for them to take a shot early in this series, see if they can get behind this secondary of the Broncos.
Got a two-back formation. Halverson in as a fullback. He'll hand off. Xander Shane breaks a few tackles, gets brought down, but picks up a solid gain. 7-yard carry on that play.
Jackson Boyda in the backfield with Xander Shane there.
See, and I was wondering whether that was Boyda, but I know I said Galverson, but
a little bit more of a scat back, trying to set something up.
12:59 remaining here in the second quarter. It'll be 2nd and 3 for the Kodiaks. Thiessen trying to get the play call in from his side. But it also looked like there was an injured Kamloops Bronco on the field. Number 55, Sheldon Lauren, gets assisted off to the sideline, and looks like he'll take himself a break. Kodiaks break the huddle. They'll line up. And it looks to be a 3-receiver set to the far side. Jackson Boyda motioning over to the near side into the slot. It's a handoff. Xander Shane gets stopped. Looked like he's a yard short of the first down.
Too much interior pressure there from the Broncos. The O-line wasn't able to get many bodies moving there.
And it looks like the punt team comes out onto the field for the Kodiaks. Caleb Sens will head back to his own 30. And Cale Cowley will look to boot this one away. Coulter Cannon repositioning. And it looks like we've got a delay of game penalty going against the Kodiaks. I wonder whether Kodiaks were trying to
looked like he was trying to adjust the protection with the backs in the backfield, but wasn't paying attention to the clock.
Yeah, I was going to say, we've seen Coulter Cannon go under center a few times on third down plays. I was wondering whether perhaps that was what he was trying to set up, but penalty definitely takes down that opportunity as Cowley boots this one away. Caleb Sens trying to run to the near sideline. And he'll run out of bounds, but penalty flags being thrown. We saw Michael Fields with a big block, but that type of block's now illegal as he came downfield. And I do believe this penalty will be going against Fields. 11:43 remaining here in the second quarter, and it will be pushing the Broncos deeper into their own end. As it looks like it'll get spotted at the 31-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Broncos, after the unnecessary roughness penalty going against Michael Fields. Broncos line up in a tight end right formation, 2 receivers to the far side, and flag thrown as it looked like both receivers on that far side ran offside. So it will be offside, and that'll make this a long first down play for the Broncos. First and 15 as the Broncos break the huddle. They'll line things up in a similar formation with that tight end to the right side of the offensive line. And here's a handoff. Cameron Gregorczyk up the middle. He's got some decent yardage. Picks up about 10 yards on the carry. That'll make it second. And it looks like it'll be second and 7.
Just a little zone play to the left side. D-line's got to squeeze down on that and hold their gaps a little bit better.
Kodiak's defense in a 4-man front. 3 receivers to the far side for the Broncos. Colton Meikle lined up on the near side wideout. Snyder looking deep, wide open is number 86, and he's off and running, and he will score for the Broncos. A defensive breakdown by the Kodiaks as Jeeves gets in and runs in untouched off the long ball.
Their miscommunication in the back end from the Kodiaks there. They had 2 linebackers dropping deep on that play. Both their outside linebacker and their middle linebacker, or their will linebacker, trying to drop out. Safety was nowhere to be seen. I'm not sure exactly what happened.
Yeah, there wasn't a single defensive back anywhere on that one. It looked like Dacian Fournier, who normally lines up as a linebacker, was the one closest to Jeeves. As the Broncos will kick another convert here and increase their lead 14-0 with 10:33 remaining here in the second quarter.
Yeah, that looked like it was Taman Piddock's responsibility. He subbed in for Coulter Cannon and busted over top.
So Prince George Kodiaks will look to return this kickoff. 10:33, as I said, remaining here in the second quarter. Broncos now lead 14-0. And Colton Peterson will look to kick this ball away. Myron Brown and Andrew Brown back to return. And this one will get kicked. Looks like Andrew Brown will be the one that fields it, and he'll try to run to the near sideline. A reverse here. Cale Cowley on the reverse on the kickoff return. Tries to deke out 31. He's still up and running, and he'll get forced out of bounds at the 52-yard line.
Nice little wrinkle on the return there. Had the whole Broncos defense flowing, except one guy.
It's interesting. I thought that was an odd angle for Andrew Brown to be taking on a kick return, but as soon as I saw Cale Cowley,
something's up.
I was like, ah.
Good field position here, though. They got to try to take advantage of.
1st and 10 for the Kodiaks. Thiessen, he's got some time. He'll roll back left. He'll break a tackle. He's still up. He'll deke out another defensive lineman, and he's still up and running, and he'll get the first down himself. First down for the Kodiaks, Sawyer Thiessen. Looked like it was going to be a coverage sack, but Thiessen was able to keep that play alive.
Making a little bit of magic happen, break a couple tackles, and away he goes.
With that, the Kodiaks get the ball inside the Kamloops end of the field, 51-yard line, 1st and 10, 3 receivers to the near side. Thiessen, he'll hand this off, but a flag in the backfield.
Procedure, offense.
And yeah, it looks like it'll be a procedure penalty going against the Kodiaks, so that'll move the ball back. 1st and 15.
The newcomer, Dayton Patillier. Got to see him in pregame. He is a very big human.
You know what? And I was trying to find players for pregame interviews, and I saw this big-bodied gentleman that I've not seen too often at all.
Nope.
But yeah, newcomer to this offensive line. Former member of the Langley Rams, now suiting up for the Prince George Kodiaks. Lined up at that right tackle for the Kodiaks offensive line. First down run there by the Kodiaks gets the ball back to the original line of scrimmage. So 2nd and 10 now. 3 receivers to the near side. Single back formation as Xander Shane in behind Thiessen. And Thiessen will drop back, looks to pass. Some pressure coming. Thiessen tries to get the ball away. He does, and he'll throw that out of bounds and avoid the sack.
Yeah, they only brought 3 and then a delayed blitz. Only bringing 4 guys, and it looked like they got back there real quick. O-line's got to do a better job moving their feet. So right now, defensively, Kamloops isn't doing anything special, but they are fast.
Absolutely. Kamloops Broncos starting to bring more and more pressure on Thiessen. The Kodiaks now with 3rd down as Cale Cowley will look low. Snap Cowley. Nearly had to drop to his knees to get that ball off the turf, but is able to get the punt away, and that'll roll out of bounds inside the 20.
The way the Broncos defense is playing right now, I think we're going to have to see Thiessen scramble a little bit more. They're only bringing three-man pressure up front, and have been bringing the odd linebacker on the blitz, but they're blanketing these receivers downfield right now and not giving them much room. If they are going to make something happen, he's got to get out and scramble a little bit, try and find some guys on some scramble drill type of plays.
Absolutely, or start utilizing that back that's staying in to block. Perhaps send him out into the flats. Meanwhile, the Kamloops Broncos on offense. Snyder will hand this off. Cameron Grigorczyk, he'll cut upfield, and he gets brought down. Number 35, I believe that's Tristan Harden with the tackle.
Usually a linebacker. It looks like Tristan Harden suiting up at that weak side end spot right now.
Yeah, I believe that was an adjustment made this week of practice, actually, and looks like that transition in position has gone so well that he's getting some reps. Meanwhile, Colton Meikle gets the connection here. A little slant route, and he picks up a 1st down and then some, gets brought down to the 45-yard line. Actually, just shy, 44.
A little bit of a rub concept there. Sands ran a fade route, trying to take the corner with him. Meikle just cut underneath it, and there was no one there.
7 minutes remaining here in the 2nd quarter. Kamloops leading 14-0 still, and offense just picking up a 1st down here. Another jet play here. Caleb Sens trying to get the edge. He'll hurdle number 15. Wow. 1st down for the Broncos.
Not the biggest guy, but wow, he got up there.
That was quite the hurdle. And Aiden Leslie is not a short DB.
No, he's about 6 foot, 6'1", and I think Sands is about 5'8".
1st down for the Broncos. Here's a handoff, Cameron Grigorczyk, and it looks like he hit a wall. Gain of maybe a yard on the play. Looks like it'll be a generous 2 yards. .605 remaining here in the 2nd quarter. Three receivers to the far side. 2nd down play here for Kamloops. Snyder looks to connect. Colton Meikle. He breaks a tackle, skips inside, and gets brought down. Like I was trying to see who that was on the tackle. Dacian Fournier, number 33, and he's slow to get up.
That was a big collision.
Dacian Fournier having some troubles getting back to his feet after making that tackle. He definitely took the whole brunt of one Colton Meikle coming right at him. as the training staff comes out. So we'll take a moment. We'll take a quick break. You're listening to Kodiaks football right here on Country 97 FM. We'll just do a quick 30.
All right, Prince George, let's make some noise.
Welcome back. First down play. Here's a hitch route to Colton Meikle. He tries to shed some tackles, but gets met by about 3/4 of the Kodiaks defense. Will all join in to make the tackle.
Great job by Tegan Moran there, shedding that block of Caleb Sands and getting there to make first contact.
And while Dacian Fournier able to make his way to the Kodiak sideline. He injured Kodiak before the last commercial break. It'll be 2nd and 7 for the Broncos, with just over 5 minutes remaining here in the second quarter. Broncos, 3 receivers to the far side, 2nd down. Snyder drops back, he's got some time, looks over the middle. Wide open, Brock Dufort, and he goes in, makes a move, and touchdown for the Broncos. Deked out Coulter Cannon, and this receiving core is having their way. 3 separate Broncos receivers now all have touchdowns. Colton Meikle, Brock Dufort, and Corey Jeeves all getting in on the box score. And the convert is good. Broncos leading 21-0. 4:45 remaining in the second quarter.
Yeah, that one just looked like Coulter Cannon was late to the party. Deep crossing route. And he just never reacted.
Looked like it did look like Dufort put a little bit of a move on him, and it looked like Coulter Cannon bit a little too hard.
Yeah, he's just got to stay on top of that receiver as the safety. He can't let anybody get by. He's got to squeeze down a little bit, take that throwing lane away.
Broncos lining up to kick the ball off to the Kodiaks. And they'll kick this one to Myron Brown. This will be his first return. Myron Brown heads to the far sideline, tries to get through some contact, but gets brought down. Cole Melo on the tackle.
Oh, he almost lost that ball. Popped up, he was able to bring it back in.
Kodiak's offense out on the field. 4:37 remaining here in the second quarter. And the Kodiaks need to start piecing together some offensive drives.
I think they got to be a little more aggressive here, a little bit conservative with the play calling.
1st and 10 from the 25. Handoff here. Xander Shane gets wrapped up in the backfield, and he's not going anywhere. That'll be 2nd and 10. No yards gained on the last play.
There was nowhere to go there.
Kodiaks break the huddle. 3 receivers to the far side. Single back in the backfield. Xander Shane in behind Thiessen. Thiessen takes the snap. He'll scan, looks to throw. He'll roll right, trying to redirect receivers. Wide open over the middle. Carson Briere downfield, and that'll be a first down. He'll get the ball up to the Prince George 50. And Michael Fields back at the 20, appears to be in some discomfort. Made the play on the previous, but now is laying on his back as the training staff comes out on the field for the Broncos to tend to him. That'll be a big blow to this Broncos rush.
He's definitely been the force today. In that front seven, he's been bringing it.
Meanwhile, the Kodiaks find a connection to Carson Briere, and
it's like I said before, a little bit of off script. You get outside. Carson does a great job of finding open space.
Yeah.
And Sawyer able to find him there.
Picks up a big first down, gets the ball close to midfield. Meanwhile, Fields is up on his feet heading to the sideline. Not sure what exactly the injury may have been. It did look like he was holding his lower back when he initially went down. We'll see whether he returns. But meanwhile, Kodiaks move the ball first down for another Magic Wash. First down, gets the ball to the 51-yard line, still inside their own end of the field. 3 receivers to the far side. And Thiessen will take the snap. He looks to throw, looks over the middle. And that will fall incomplete.
Second down.
Looked like Cale Cali was the intended target.
Yeah, he got tied up with the outside linebacker when he was trying to come inside. Hit the deck.
Just under 3 minutes to go here in the second quarter. 2nd and 10. Kodiaks, 3 receivers to the far side. Xander Shane in behind Sawyer Thiessen in the backfield. Here's some pressure coming up. Thiessen has time. He'll connect. Carson Briere, he'll run out of bounds. Gets close to that first down. Looks like he's a yard short. And it looks like the Kodiaks
bringing in the big boys.
And it looks like, yeah, bringing in the beef, as I say, but also Quinn Newcomb coming in at quarterback.
Jason Kratt and Caden Crows coming in for the receivers.
And Andrew Brown in the backfield. Third down play, 3rd and 1. Newcomb goes in under center. He'll take it, pushes the line.
Some confusion there. Ref was blowing it in, but I think he was blowing for the 3-minute warning instead of the play to start.
And it looks like Newcomb is right to the official to get an explanation. He seemed a little confused, but yeah, the 3-minute warning being whistled before the play was actually getting whistled in. So Newcomb will just have to do it for a second time.
I guess so.
2:36. Kodiaks just need to get 1 yard for a fresh set of downs here. Got the jumbo package in. Quinn Newcomb under center. He pushes, tries to get the first down. Looks like he might have forward progress. It looks like it's going to be a first down. Kamloops saying they made the stop.
Initially, it looked like he got there.
I would be surprised if they don't give the first down to the Kodiaks because, yeah, forward progress definitely looked like it had. And it will be a first down for the Kodiaks. Another Magic Wash first down. That was a hard one, but they got it.
It's got to get a little more on that QB sneak. He got stood straight up.
2:27 remaining here in the second quarter. Fresh set of downs for the Kodiaks. And the Kodiaks will break the huddle. 3 receivers set to the far side. Ball gets snapped. Thiessen, he'll roll. Heads to the flat. Carson Briere wide open on the far side. And he'll run out of bounds. And that'll be another first down for the Kodiaks. 2:06 remaining here in the second quarter. Kodiaks move the ball to the 36-yard line. 1st and 10. Break the huddle. 3 receivers now to the near side. Carson Briere, the most inside receiver in this formation. Thiessen drops back, looks over, tries to avoid the rush. He does, still up on his feet, trying to find an open receiver. Xander Shane! That pass complete, picks up 6 yards on the play. It looked like had the rush not been there, Carson Briere was wide open for an open run into the end zone, but Thiessen had to circle back and ended up finding his running back in Shane for a 6-yard pickup. Thiessen drops back, scans, looks, hits Cale Cowley. He'll run out of bounds, but picks up the first down. That'll move the chains. First down, Kodiaks, brought to you by Magic Wash. The ball being spotted at the 24-yard line. Minute 39 remaining here in the second quarter.
Watch out for Carson Briere here.
Handoff here, Xander Shane. A little hesitation from the right tackle there to make the block as Xander Shane ran in right into his back. Was able to pick up a decent carry on that. Looked to be about a carry of 5 yards on the play. Minute 30 remaining here in the half.
Gotta come away with points on this drive.
3 receivers to the near side. Pressure coming off the edge. Sawyer Thiessen, he'll roll to his left, trying to get the edge. He'll duck, dive, gets the first down, and he'll strike a pose. First down, Kodiaks.
The minute he felt that pressure coming off the right side, off his right side, he was out of there. Tons of space, great decision. Don't want to turn the ball over down here.
Ball spotted, looks like at the 12-yard line. 1st and 10. Just over a minute remaining here in the second quarter. So play action, and that got deflected. Pass knockdown registered by number 37, Mitch Landry. .51 seconds remaining on the clock before halftime. Second down for Prince George. 3 receivers to the near side. Thiessen drops back, looks to throw. That skipped off the turf. Andrew Brown couldn't quite get his mitts under that one. And that will bring up 3rd down.
A little surprised they didn't try to take a shot into the end zone on either of those plays. Try to, get the shallow. A lot of man coverage down here in the red zone. Got to find a way to get points.
Well, instead, it looks like Brady Harper will come out for a field goal attempt. Looks like this will be a 19-yard field goal attempt for Harper. Ball gets snapped, gets kicked, and that goes through. Kodiaks get themselves on the board with a 19-yard field goal. Broncos lead 21-3 with 42.8 seconds remaining here in the second quarter.
It's a good drive. 10.5. for the Kodiaks. Obviously, you like to see it end in a touchdown, but they did get some momentum there. They did get the ball down the field. A couple nice plays from Carson Briere and Cale Cowley, and walk away with 3 points.
I will say I'm a little surprised, and you pointed it out, but given how they got the ball down to that part of the field, they had some big plays. They had the big catch by Carson Briere. Kind of surprised they didn't take a shot to the end zone, but Kamloops Broncos on offense. They'll hand the ball off. Cam Gregorczyk tackled in the backfield and a fumble picked up, or is it? Looks like the ball is, or plays getting whistled down.
Oh my. That was a quick whistle.
That was a very quick whistle.
Let's get loud, Bridgeton!
He got span around and that ball came out. I'm not sure. Didn't look like he hit the ground.
Can't say I saw it 100%, so I would only assume the official saw it from an angle. Obviously, we didn't, but 2nd and 12 for the Broncos. 36.1 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Broncos leading 21-3. And it looks like the officials are meeting in and around the placement of the ball. The ball currently being spotted at the 34-yard line in between the hash marks. Coulter Cannon returning to the defensive huddle after chatting with head coach Jamie Borum on the sideline.
This is a new look. It looks like Taman Piddock's playing field corner.
And it looks like he's still no sign of Peyton Briere as well, so.
He was in last series.
Was he?
Yeah. Hobbled off again.
Three receivers to the far side for the Broncos. Single back formation. 2nd and long. Snyder heaving it downfield to Colton Meikle. That gets overthrown.
3rd down.
I'm not sure. It looks like there's an exchange between Tegan Morin and Nick Tremblay. Not sure whether there was supposed to be a transition between the two in coverage on that one, but Colton Meikle had a good 10-yard step on Morin.
Situational football, understanding where you are on the field. Tegan Moran's got to make sure he stays in front of him. Can't let Meikle get behind him.
3rd down play, punt gets kicked back, spinning punt here. Well, gets caught by Andrew Brown, who tries to get the edge, and he'll get tackled, big tackle there by number 40, Parker McKillop. 22 point
flag on the far side.
Flag on the Kamloops side of the field, around the 45-yard line. 22.2 seconds remaining here in the second quarter in the Kodiaks offense. Back out onto the field. Looks like a block in the back going against the Kodiaks, so that'll move the ball back to the 39-yard line.
Expect the Broncos to just play in a cover 4 quarters type of shell, nothing deep.
Three receivers to the far side. Xander Shane to the right of Thiessen. Thiessen will take the snap. He'll look to throw. Looks for Myron Brown, but overthrows him by a good 5 yards.
2nd down.
I always get a kick when a defensive back makes a celebratory gesture on an overthrown pass.
Well, we were both offensive guys, so I get a kick out of it too.
Second and 10. Three receivers to the far side, but Carson Briere motioning over to the near side. And hitch to Myron Brown. He'll break a tackle, gets to the sideline, and he'll get forced out of bounds. 12.7 seconds remaining here on the clock.
It's like he's right at the sticks. First down.
First down brought to you by Magic Wash as the chains move downfield. Kodiaks still inside their own end with just 12.7 seconds to go. Three receivers to the far side. Xander Shane motioning into the slot. Thiessen got pressure, he'll break. Stays up but gets chased down, he's still up. Thiessen. And the play gets whistled down, and that will bring a roar from the crowd. Wow.
Oh my goodness.
And the crowd is not happy. Sawyer Thiessen looking for an explanation.
I understand trying to keep quarterbacks upright, but you got to let them play to some extent.
Oh, absolutely. And I definitely understand the wanting, or at least like putting the safety of the quarterback in mind when it comes to those whistles, but at the same time, on a play like that where there was no clear wrap-up on the quarterback, and it looks like actually they'll be resetting.
So they're going to deem this an inverted whistle and just to replay the play. So 3.7 seconds. So yes, they invert the whistle, but meanwhile you've taken off about 9 seconds off the clock because of that play. Thiessen, some pressure coming. He'll heave it downfield, and a flag in the backfield as it looked like Thiessen took some contact after throwing the ball. Did he ever?
So the time on the clock expired, but there is a penalty. And it looks like it will be contact on the quarterback. So that will move the ball up to the, looks like the 46-yard line inside the Kamloops end of the field. Zeros on the clock. This will be the last play of the second quarter. And Broncos now with two safeties in the defensive backfield. Three receivers going to the far side. Final play of the half. Thiessen will step up into the pocket. He'll heave it downfield, going for Myron Brown. That gets broken up. Big beats defensive play by number 8, Tan Lloyd. And that'll bring us to the end of the first half as the Kamloops Broncos lead 21-3 into halftime. We'll take a moment, step away. You're listening to Kodiaks football right here on Country 97 FM. Let's go for 2 minutes. Sorry? 2 minutes. 2 minutes, please. Thank you.
So loud and everyone else going. I can hear you.
Stadium, the Prince George Kodiaks find themselves trailing the Kamloops Broncos by a score of 21-3 as we are here at halftime here in Prince George. Thank you for tuning in to Country 97 FM. My name is Ethan Reddy, giving you the play-by-play for this evening's game, and joined with me on color is Todd Hansen. Through the first half, we've got 2 quarters in the books. The Kodiaks seemed like they've been clearly struggling on offense to piece together sustained drives. And on the defensive side of the ball, it looks like their secondary is the one that's cost them through the first half. Tell me a little bit about just what you've seen through the first 2 quarters.
Well, I'll start on the defense. The secondary right now, they look like they're waiting for someone else to make a play. The guys got to go out there. They got to make the plays. You can see the play calls they're trying to call right now, and guys just aren't getting to the right spots in the back end. Losing Peyton Briere early in the game again, right? And he's come back a couple times. When he's in there, things seem to be running smooth. The minute he comes out, a little shaky, but overall, I'm happy what I've seen from the front 7. They're doing a good job stopping the run, but they gotta figure out the back end. Offensively, they gotta get more aggressive. Right now, it's kind of run the ball on first down, pass it on second down. It's starting to be a little bit predictable, but moving forward, they gotta get the ball down the field. Find a way. They've had a ton of success with off-scripted plays when Sawyer's getting out of the pocket, moving, finding someone downfield. I'd like to see some more of that. I know they do have some design roles and that sort of thing in their playbook. So finding some consistency, get outside, get the ball down the field, that's the big one.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And you're even just on the offensive plays where even it's designed for Sawyer to be coming out of the pocket, they've been finding some success just with the natural flow of the offense. You're finding so much opportunity, especially when you've got Carson Briere coming from that backside into, the reads for Sawyer. But yeah, I think we're still kind of getting caught in that situation where the Kodiaks have been in very, as you said, kind of predictable on offense. We've kind of, through the first half of the season, I think they've been known as a team that will run the ball on first down, and I can't say they've kind of shed away from that trend here this evening.
Yeah, you can tell that's what they want the identity of their offense to be. Run the ball, play strong defense, and they're just not getting the production. When you get behind by a couple scores early, your game plan has to start to change a bit. You can see they're trying to get the ball down the field, but with him standing in the pocket, it's not there. They're playing 2 high safeties. They're very fast in the back end. So they got to improvise. And guys, in all honesty, they just got to go and make plays on the ball, right? If Sawyer's going to throw one up, someone's got to go up and try to make a play. Absolutely.
Now you look at the defensive side. I mean, I'm going to pick on that secondary because Kamloops has been through the first half. What's been going on there? Are you finding that some of the players on the Kodiaks are still trying to make those highlight reel plays, those big hits, and that's kind of where they've dug themselves?
Watching the first half, I think their tackling has improved. Right? We're not seeing a ton of broken tackles, which is a good thing. But the glaring thing is there seems to be a miscommunication in the back end, right? Guys are looking at each other like you were supposed to be there, when realistically they still got to go and make a play. Like, if there's a guy running down the sideline free, whose responsibility is it? You can't just point the finger at your teammates and say you were supposed to be there. You got to go and make a play.
Well, and it's interesting because I think you raise an interesting point, because I know, and you know as well, having been with the coaching staff last year, this is a team where when you're at practice, the defense flows to the ball every single play. The defense has they're in a habit where everyone kind of huddles up at the end of the play just to kind of indicate we need to be flowing to the ball. And so to have that not be transitioning into gameplay, I would only imagine that's frustrating.
It is
for the coaching staff.
Because we talk, as coaches, you talk about it a lot. You want players to be able to switch on. It's game time, right? right now you're not seeing it with their defense. It's like they're still just going through the motions and expecting other people are going to be there to make the play. There's no cure for it at the end of the day. The guy's got to go out and do it, right? You can see what they're trying to do, but it's like they're 3 or 4 steps behind what other offenses are throwing at them. I really don't know what to say other than that. They gotta figure it out.
And now the other thing, and we have yet to actually touch on this, the absence of J.J. Boje along that defensive line. We've seen kind of him and Kratt operate as kind of a, bookend to that defensive line, but they've caused so much disruption in the backfield. Is that something that's also been missing? Because our plays being able to just go for too long because the Kodiaks aren't having that same rush?
Well, you look at it, the big plays that Kamloops has had tonight have come when Schneider's getting rid of the ball quick. The ball's coming out fast, he's getting it to Mikkel, and they're getting down the field. So really, even if with a good pass rush, with how fast he's getting rid of the ball, it doesn't have an effect. I am pleased what I'm seeing out of their run stop. They are doing a lot better this game than they have in previous by holding their gaps and linebackers coming downhill and making the play.
Absolutely.
That's been a huge improvement.
Absolutely. Awesome. Well, we'll take a moment. We'll step away. We'll have ourselves a break. And when we get back, we'll have the out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by Windsor Plywood. You're listening to Kodiaks football right here on Country 97 FM. Let's go for a minute. Welcome back to Massage Place Stadium. The Kamloops Broncos hold a 21-3 lead over the hometown Prince George Kodiaks. We'll take a moment. We'll take a look at the Windsor Plywood out-of-town scoreboard as we look across the BC Football Conference and the worldwide, or wide world of football, I'll say. Sorry for that.
What did you just say?
The Cascade Cup between the Langley Rams and the Valley Huskers. We've got a final score. The Langley Rams win that matchup by a score of 27-8. And aside from the Kamloops Broncos and Prince George Kodiaks, there is just one other game on tap, which will be a later kickoff. That one coming on the island, Battle of the Rock between the Vancouver Island Raiders and the West Shore Rebels. We'll take a look at the CFL as I don't even remember what week we're on in the CFL, but it's been already halfway through the CFL regular season. Is Labor Day Classic just next weekend. Taking a look at this week's scores, the Toronto Argonauts. I'm sure you may have seen some highlights from this one. The Rouge in Canadian football. A missed field goal attempt on the final play, but you get the ball through the end zone, you still get one. So the Toronto Argonauts come out with a 20-19 victory on Thursday over the Saskatchewan Roughriders. On Friday, the Winnipeg Blue Bombers come out with a 26-23 victory over the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Final from today as the Ottawa Red Blacks defeat the BC Lions 34-27, leaving just one game left in the week for the CFL as the Edmonton Elks will look to win their 4th straight, going up against the 9-1 Montreal Alouettes. in Montreal. Taking a look at NFL preseason. The regular season just around the corner. The Tennessee Titans will be taking on the New Orleans Saints tomorrow at 11 o'clock. But some scores from today. Fourth quarter, as the New York Jets currently leading the New York Giants by a score of 10-6, 3:27 remaining in the fourth quarter in that one. In the first quarter, the Seahawks and the Cleveland Browns sit scoreless in Seattle. Final score from Dallas as the Cowboys fall to the Los Angeles? Are they in Los Angeles now? I always forget with so much movement. The Chargers.
L.A.
All right. The Los Angeles Chargers win 26-19 over the Dallas Cowboys. The Detroit Lions winning 24-17 over the Pittsburgh Steelers. But you know what? It's preseason, so none of these scores matter anyways, as the regular season will get underway. That is your Windsor Plywood out-of-town scoreboard. We've got just over 7 minutes remaining here in halftime, but getting ready for the second half. If you're looking at both sides, I mean, offensively, is there anything you can really improve on if you're the Kamloops Broncos?
No. Keep doing what you're doing. It's working. Obviously, their passing game's done really well. Just, in the first half, they got to be over 200 yards passing at this point. Yeah, you know, I know Coach Borum, the breakdowns in the secondary are going to drive him nuts, so he's going to be in there, and that's going to be the first correction he's going to make.
Yep.
Yeah, get that corrected, because overall, the rest of the defense isn't playing bad.
Absolutely, and you look at each of those scoring plays, none of them, they've all been deep balls.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think 2 of the 3, it was a guy getting in behind the secondary. Mm-hmm. One of them was a good move that on a defensive player that kind of over pursued. And then realistically, yeah, not to be pointing blame, but I'm going to point blame. It's been the secondary that's kind of caused the deficit that the Kodiaks find themselves in. As you said, defensively, outside of that, the Kodiaks have done fairly well. On the offensive side of the ball for the Kodiaks, you're talking about, I think the trend has been just getting a little bit more aggressive with the play call, get less predictable, especially in those first down plays. Is that going to be the key for the second half?
You're down 21-3 going into the second half, so you got to leave it all on the table. You got to open it up, let Sawyer be your best offensive player, and let him start moving the ball down the field. Like to see a little bit of tempo, get them on the ball quick. Yep. Throw a wrinkle at the Broncos, right? Because with a little bit of tempo offense, catch them in a base defense, hopefully, and then you can start working your way down the field.
Absolutely. Taking a look at the halftime stats, you were talking about the passing yards for the Kamloops Broncos, 236 yards through the air during the first half, 66% passing completion percentage. Colton Meikle already with 99 yards receiving, 10 rushes for 42 yards. So the Kodiaks have done a relatively decent job at stopping the run. Many of those yards coming from Caleb Sens and those jet sweep plays. So if they're able to kind of find the edge on that one and try to lock that down, that'll be a good defensive adjustment for the Kodiaks. Meanwhile, offensively for Prince George, 16 rushes for 114 yards, 9 of 19 passing with 109 yards through the air. So definitely need to be getting some deeper pass attempts. And you see that as Carson Briere finished the first half, 4 catches for 63 yards for Prince George. We've got 4 minutes remaining. Both teams making their way back out onto the field to get warmed up ahead of the second half. We'll take a moment, take a break. We'll be right back to get things ready to go for the second half here from Massage Place Stadium. You're listening to Kodiaks football right here on Country 97 FM. Let's go for 2 minutes.
We got 3 minutes till the second half. I just want to remind everyone, go get some 50-50 tickets. Make sure you hit
Welcome back to Massage Place Stadium. We're just about close to wrapping up halftime as the Kamloops Broncos will be looking to continue with their lead into the second half, currently leading the Prince George Kodiaks by a score of 21-3. Both teams back out onto the field. The Kamloops Broncos got a bit of a warm-up. Currently, the Prince George Kodiaks huddling up around the 40-yard line inside their own end. Well, I guess it won't be their end anymore as we flip sides, but they will make their way to the sideline. A decent crowd here at Massage Place Stadium. And, of course, if you're tuning in, thank you so much for tuning in on Country 97 FM. Or if you happen to be watching the live stream on bcfctv.com or TELUS Cable Channel 1981, thank you so much. Whether you're a Kodiaks fan, Broncos fan, we appreciate you for tuning in and supporting junior football here in BC and in Canada. Thank you so much. Also, just word of note, if you haven't already, get your Kodiaks Game Day 50-50 tickets. If you happen to be listening in, you can head on over to kodiaksfootball.com and hit the Game Day link. Find the 50-50 tickets. We'll be picking the winning number at the end of the third quarter, so still plenty of time to get in on it. The last time, actually on average through 2 home games, Prince George Kodiaks Game Day 50-50 has handed out $2,600 each game day. So if you're looking for some cash, that's the way to be doing it.
Should have got my ticket.
You should have. You still time. Still time, Todd. And the Kamloops Broncos will kick the ball away to the Prince George Kodiaks. Myron Brown will field it at the 20. He'll try to find a block. He gets it, tries to get to the sideline. Ball pops out and gets nearly recovered. We'll see who gets possession, and it looks like it's going for the Kamloops Broncos.
Just got to bat it out of bounds, and that's what they did.
Not a good start to the second half as the woes continue for the Kodiaks. Myron Brown with a fumble on the kick return.
It was a fumble, and it looks like it is just a fumble ball.
And
not the start you want to, not the start you want to have open in the second half.
Kamloops Broncos offense out on the field. Clark Snyder in at quarterback. 4 receivers to the far side. Snyder drops back, some pressure coming off the edge. He'll look to connect. That falls in and out of the hands of Jeeves.
Just a little low. Looked like he felt the pressure a little bit.
So incomplete pass. That will set up 2nd and 10 for the Broncos. They'll break the huddle. 3 receivers heading to the far side. You've got Colton Meikle, the inside slot receiver on that far side. Ball gets snapped. Snyder, some pressure coming over the middle. Colton Meikle makes the catch. And that'll be a first down as he gets tackled at the 39-yard line, moves the chains.
This defense, they have to do a better job of getting hands on him early in the route because he's just carving them up right now.
And the rush is there. You're seeing back-to-back plays. Jason Kratt beats his man, and if Snyder had to hold on to the ball a second longer, it'd be a sack. A handoff here, Cameron Gregorczyk goes off tackle, gets brought down. Looks like that was Jason Kratt on the tackle.
5 yards for
Makes the tackle, but he's got to hold ground a little bit more. He can't be going backwards.
So 2nd and 5. Ball spotted at the 35. 3 receivers to the far side. Single back in the backfield. Cameron Gregorczyk in behind Snyder. Colton Meikle wide out on the near side. There's a quick hit to the far side wideout. He gets brought down, forced out of bounds by Aiden Leslie, but makes the catch, and that'll move the chains.
Looks like Thanos there was just late getting to the flat.
It'll be a first down for the Broncos.
Just put it right over his head.
12:35 remaining here in the third quarter. Broncos already leading 21-3, but they're starting to get inch closer to the end zone. 3 receivers to the short side of the field. Snyder hands this off to Grigorchik. He goes in the wall, gets stopped. And he gets brought down. Gain of what looks to be 1 yard on the play. 2nd and 9 for the Broncos.
Great job by Caden Crow there, coming up and filling the gap.
11:50 remaining here in the third quarter. 3 receivers the near side for Kamloops. Snyder takes the snap, looks to throw, and that gets tipped. Tipped by Thanos. And that falls incomplete.
He's been beat on that one a couple times, just a little late to the flat there, but did a very good job identifying it and just being able to get his fingertips on that to knock it down.
Alex Thanos with a bit of a club on his right hand, so I'm not sure if he got fingers on that one. 3 receivers to the near sides. 3rd down play for Kamloops as they're going for it. Looks like the Kodiaks indeed call themselves a timeout as Coulter Cannon comes over to head coach Jamie Borum on the sideline for direction.
They looked a little disjointed there. He's trying to get signals in and a little bit of confusion. Down here, it's good. Take the timeout, correct it. From what we've seen in Kamloops' kicking game, I wouldn't be surprised if they end up going for it if they get to a 3rd down here.
11:06 remaining in the third quarter. As both sides, you saw Clark Snyder and Caleb Sentence come to the Kamloops sideline for offensive direction. And they'll return back to the huddle. Coulter Cannon directing traffic on the defensive side for the Kodiaks. Broncos break the huddle. 3 receivers to the near side. They anticipate something over the middle for the Broncos because we've seen it all day. Snyder drops back, looking deep. And touchdown. Wow!
What a catch.
Caleb Sens with the touchdown catch. Coulter Cannon flowing to the ball, looked like he was in position to make the interception, but looks like he was half a step too late as Caleb Sens makes it 4 touchdown passes for Clark Snyder.
That's the effect Colton Meikle has. He just plays more or less decoy to allow Sens to get in behind the defense there and just froze Coulter Cannon just enough that he couldn't make the play there.
On the convert, kick goes through. Make it 28-3 for the Kamloops Broncos. 11 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. You know, it's interesting. You look at Clark Snyder's numbers coming into tonight. He had completed 44 of 89 passes, 534 yards through 4 games. So not necessarily a huge numbers through 4 games, but you come into tonight, you throw 4 touchdown passes, and suddenly your touchdown to interception ratio is looking pretty good.
Yeah. The big thing is you can see the effort that Kamloops is making to get Meikle and Sens the ball. It's almost every play they are looking that way, and those guys are the playmakers on this team, and they're showing out tonight.
Absolutely. 28-3. The lead in favor of Kamloops as Prince George finds themselves in a deep hole that they're going to try to have to dig themselves out of. As the Broncos kick the ball away, Andrew Brown on the return tries to find a lane. He gets it, finds some room, past midfield, tries to make a move inside the Kamloops end and returns it close to the Kamloops 30-yard line, and that is a big return for Prince George.
Give it up one more time.
He hit that with full speed as soon as he caught the ball. Brown has breakaway speed, so great job just catching, hitting that, getting to the sideline.
Big return by Andrew Brown gets the Kodiaks offense to start this drive from the 33-yard line inside the Kamloops end. 3 receivers to the near sides. Thiessen hands this off. Jackson Boyda makes a move, tackle in the backfield, but Boyda gets the ball up to the 19. We'll see what the penalty is. It looks like holding going against the Kodiaks.
Yeah, O-line was a little bit slow off the ball there, and Michael Fields was able to get penetration quick, and they just had to hold on and try to get him out of the way, more or less, I guess.
And it looks like Connor Sherlock, the one with the penalty being called against him, he looks like he's in disbelief. And we know that because, you know, in the first half we saw him quite admittedly agree with the penalty call.
Yeah.
First and long. 1st and 20 for the Kodiaks. Thiessen will drop. He'll roll. He'll look deep. Andrew Brown wide open with the catch inside the 5. Andrew Brown with the big catch. Get the Kodiaks right on the doorstep.
That was a great play design. Roll to the strength. Couple nice little flood concept down here, and Brown was able to get wide open.
Brown gets the ball down to the 3-yard line. 1st and goal for the Kodiaks. Thiessen. Handoff here. Jackson Boyda goes up the middle. And looks like he might be a yard short.
First and goal. Second and goal. Second and goal.
Like, yeah, indeed, he'll get spotted at the 1-yard line. 9:20 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Kodiaks right on that doorstep of the goal line. Kodiaks break the huddle. 3 receivers heading to the far side. Play action here. Thiessen looks like he's going to call his own number. Tries to go for the end zone. He dives. Touchdown, Kodiaks! Sawyer Thiessen with his 4th rushing touchdown of the season. Gets the Kodiaks their first major of the game.
Just a simple RPO and got the end crashing inside, pulled out the other side, and linebacker was late on the pursuit. And he gave a little move there.
A little shimmy.
A little shimmy.
Going for the convert attempt here, Brady Harper. Ball gets snapped, gets kicked, and that goes through as the Kodiaks make it 10 on their side. Broncos still leading 28-10 with 8:54 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. 2 big plays. It started with the kickoff return by Andrew Brown, then the big catch also by Andrew Brown, and the drive gets capped by Sawyer Thiessen using his feet as he's done so much already this season. Kodiaks lining up for the kickoff.
And one more thing. Let's go, Kodiaks!
And I wonder whether the Kodiaks will try to go for an onside kick.
I'm looking at the personnel out there, and you got the 2 tallest guys on the team at 6'7" and 6'5" on one side over there.
Going up against a guy who's maybe 6 foot.
Not 6'5".
Here's an onside kick. We called it. Will it count? And that, will that go the Kodiaks' way? It skipped out. Waiting for the indication, and it is getting called Kodiaks' ball.
Looked like Colter Cannon threw his body at the ball. to get a piece of it and get it on the bounds.
.851, the Kodiaks just scored, pieced together a scoring drive, and they get the ball back with the onside kick. And just like that, the offense back out onto the field.
Perfect kick by Brady Harper there.
3 receivers to the near side. Kodiak's already inside the Kamloops end of the field. Thiessen, he'll roll. He'll flip it to Xander Shane. He gets stopped, though. Maybe a gain of a yard on the play. Second and 9.
Sawyer's just got to keep that D end a little bit wider. He's got to hold that ball a little bit longer to shovel that underneath. A little too fast there.
Kodiaks break the huddle. 3 receivers heading to the far side of the field. 8 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Thiessen, he'll take the snap. Some pressure coming off the edge. He'll step up into the pocket. He'll call his own number. Tries to get the edge. He still has some room. He's up and running. Heads to the sideline. First down, Kodiaks. Sawyer Thiessen.
Great job. Just moves so well in the pocket, knowing when to get out.
Kodiaks, fresh set of downs. They've got 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line. 3 receivers set to the far side. Low snap. Sawyer Thiessen has to run back. He stays up on his feet. Looks for a pass. Heads. That falls incomplete. Cale Cowley had to turn into a defensive back on that one. But I'm also surprised that Thiessen had the time that he did.
Yeah. No, that was low snap and just try to make something happen. Initially, I thought he was just throwing it out of bounds.
7:10 remaining here in the third quarter. It'll be 2nd and 10. 3 receivers to the far side. Thiessen drops back, some pressure coming off the right edge. He'll flip it. Carson Briere, he tries to make a move inside the 5, gets tackled. And that gets the ball down to the 4-yard line. 3rd down.
Gotta go here.
3rd and 4.
6:32 remaining here in the third quarter. 3 receivers to the far side. Xander Shane positioning to the left of Thiessen. He'll motion over. Sawyer rolls left. Goes for Carson Briere. Touchdown, but there's a flag in the end zone. Briere makes the catch. We'll wait to see what the penalty call is. And it looks like the touchdown will stand. Penalty against the Broncos. Carson Briere gets his 5th touchdown of the season.
It's got so much speed. It's hard for a DB to track across when you got no help over top in a cover 1 situation.
Well, and also just the patience of Thiessen, because we saw Carson gradually get open on that one, as you saw some of the intercrossing routes as Brady Harper kicks the point after. Flag on the play. And Kodiaks back-to-back scoring drives here on offense.
That just goes again to the chemistry that Sawyer and Briere are building right now, right? You look a few weeks ago, he might have thrown that too early or too late, hoping he's in a spot, and bang on the money there.
Absolutely. So 28-17, still lead in favor of the Broncos, but the Kodiaks piece together back-to-back scoring drives. An onside kick making that possible.
And looks like Kamloops has made the adjustment by putting Colton Meikle on that side. Opportunity to put it into the end zone here.
Go for the Rouge.
The Rouge.
6:19 remaining in the third quarter. Brady Harper will kick this one from the Kamloops 50-yard line. And they'll go for another onside. It's up. It pops out. Kodiaks jump on it. Oh my goodness. They put Colton Meikle there to be the sure-handed catch. He had it, but it popped out, and the Kodiaks come away with it. Wow.
Coulter Cannon again.
Coulter Cannon, my oh my, but we saw a crazy game in week one, and we thought we saw it all in week one.
The last, I don't know, 9 minutes, wild.
Third quarter. 6:19 remaining in the third quarter, and the Prince George Kodiaks right back on offense with a ball being spotted at the 32-yard line. 3 receivers to the near side. Thiessen takes the snap. He'll roll. He'll settle. Look, he's got room. Plenty of room. Thiessen still up. He'll make a move to the end zone. Touchdown! My, oh my. And the crowd is up on their feet. Sawyer Thiessen calls his number.
Four touchdowns in 9 minutes is wild. Wow.
5:57. We're not even 10 minutes into this quarter.
He just slowed played that and watched the whole defense flow to the roll side. And no one was on the left side of the field.
Brady Harper boots the convert. And the score, Broncos 28, Kodiaks 24. And if you're not entertained, I'm sorry. Because we have seen just about everything in the last 9 minutes of this third quarter.
Yeah, I don't have much to say. That was...
Just go home.
Now it looks like Kamloops is adjusted to putting 2 guys over there.
Do you kick to the other side?
Well, there's a lot of room on the left side of that field.
.557 remaining in the third quarter. Brady Harper will kick this one from the 45. And Harper will boot this one deep downfield. This will get caught. Caleb Sens. He'll look to return. Hits the sideline. Gets forced out of bounds.
Well, special teams and offense to start this half have been great. This defense is turning.
Time for the defense to step things up. The momentum is in the Kodiaks' hands right now. But the defense will need to make a stop here. 5:51 remaining in the third quarter. Broncos leading 28-24. Kodiaks have quickly erased the deficit, but they still trail. Broncos, little fake jet sweep, handoff, and that gets stopped by the Kodiaks. Glenn Folkowski on the tackle.
Big Glenn Folkowski.
5:22 remaining in the third quarter. Three receivers to the near side. Clark Snyder with a single back formation. He'll take the snap. He looks to throw, looks over the middle. Open, Brock Dufort, incomplete. Big hit, dropped by Taman Padak. And Dufort is slow to get up.
Big pop there by Taman Padak, but they got away with one. No one was covering the receiver here at the bottom of the screen, and he was wide open on the sideline.
Third down for the Broncos. Nate Oltmans back to return for Prince George. Pressure coming. Jeeves gets it. It's blocked. Coulter Cannons jumps on it. And the Kodiaks.
I'm telling you, Coulter Cannon's having the best 10 minutes of football I've seen in a while.
He has struggled the last few weeks, and he is putting it all out on the line here. Kodiak's offense back out on the field. 4:41 remaining here in the third quarter. First and 10 with the ball spotted at the 21-yard line. Three receivers to the near side. Hand off. Jackson Boyda in the backfield. He gets wrapped up. Gets back to the line of scrimmage.
28 Jackson Boyda for a short gain.
.412 remaining in the third quarter. Second and looks like may have been able to pick up half a yard on that last play. 2nd and 9.
I'd expect to see Thiessen rolling here.
Thiessen takes the snap. He'll roll. He'll settle. He'll call. Makes a move in the backfield. Still up, but unable to keep his feet under him as he trips over his own foot. And if there's anything that's going to bring Sawyer Thiessen down, it's him.
Yeah, look like, they're setting up the flow to this side. He's just got to carry that and be a little more patient. If he's able to get a little wider, that backside DN can't get there as he steps up into the open gap on the left side, and he's got tons of room. Just slow it down just a little bit.
Yep. So third down for the Kodiaks. Brady Harper lining up for a 30-yard field goal attempt. Ball gets snapped, gets placed, gets kicked, and that is good. Brady Harper kicks it through from 30 yards out, and it's a one-point game, 28-27 in favor of the Broncos. And it looks like the Broncos will send their offense right out onto the field.
Yeah, they're not going to let Prince George even attempt an onside kick here.
Four receivers to the far side. Clark Snyder looks for a hitch. Caleb Sens finds some room. He gets brought down close to the first down marker. And it looks like they'll be awarded the first down.
That'll be a first down for the Broncos.
Just enough to move the chains. .252 remaining in the third quarter. Three receivers to the near side. Single back formation for Snyder. Snyder takes the snap. He'll hand this off. Number 23 hits the sideline, gets the edge, and he'll run out of bounds. Actually, no, it looks like Taman Padak was the one in on a tackle.
Yep.
Number 23, Owen Stockbruger. Kicker turned running back.
He can move.
Let's go, defense!
I'm sure he's normally a running back.
Oh, probably. The number would say so.
Yeah. Three receivers to the near side. Broncos 1st and 10. Another handoff here. Stockberger gets wrapped up and forced back. Like forward progress may have given him 2 yards on the play. 2nd and 8. 2:05 remaining in the third quarter.
Meikle back in the slot.
Three receivers to the near side. As you said, Colton Meikle, the inside slot on the strong side. Look for him to go over the middle. Snyder, there he is, right over the middle. Gets tipped, nearly picked off. Lucas Burgoyne got his hand in the passing lane.
Awesome job undercutting that route. Snyder was looking there the whole way, and he just came right underneath that route to break it up.
Sets up 3rd down. Broncos offense staying out on the field. They need to do something here on offense to try to shift the momentum. The minute 12 remaining in the third quarter. Three receivers to the near side. Colton Meikle on the far wideout.
A lot of cushion on that side.
Snyder looking to throw, goes up. Taman Padak smacks that one down. And that'll be a turnover on downs as the Kodiaks offense comes up.
If he would have picked that, he was gone.
You know what? The thing is, he was a receiver turned DB. You know he can catch.
Yeah, he just swatted at that one.
I'm not sure whether he got a few words from the sideline on that one. Inside the final minute here of the third quarter, Kodiak's offense takes over from the 41-yard line inside their own end. Three receivers to the near side. Thiessen. Play action. Thiessen throws, connects. Brady Van somewhere at midfield, makes the catch. And that'll move the chains. First down. Brought to you by Magic Wash. 30 seconds remaining in the third quarter. And a timeout gets called by the defense.
The injured Bronco player down right near the sideline here.
So there is. Number 37 currently getting tended to. That's Mitch Landry, who will pop up to his feet and join the sideline.
The movement from the O-line and Sawyer Thiessen right now on those half rollouts are causing Kamloops some big problems. They just don't have an answer for it right now.
Three receivers to the far side. Thiessen will hand this off. Xander Shane will go into contact, try to break loose, but he'll get brought down and forced down by Michael Fields. And he'll gain a yard.
No yards, it will be second down.
Half a yard.
I have just been informed that there's a lot of pizza at Fresh Slice. You're doing a promo, buy 8 slices.
So this will be the final play of the third quarter as the clock has hit zeros. Kodiak's three receivers to the far side. Thiessen will roll. He's got some pressure coming off the edge. He'll avoid it. Thiessen still up on his feet. He'll connect. Myron Brown makes the catch. First down on the final play of the third quarter. Myron Brown gets the ball. It looks like it's going to get spotted at the 38-yard line. He's got to have eyes on the back of his head.
He must. Kamloops got away with a face mask there. It looked like Sawyer's head snapped around, but great job rebounding, finding Myron Brown downfield.
Just a quick reminder, it's last call.
Wow, looked like number 11, Leighton Krupe, was coming in, beat his man off the edge, and looked like he was lining up Thiessen for a big hit, and somehow Thiessen slipped out of it unscathed.
His ability in the pocket to sense when pressure's coming and when to escape is some of the best I've seen in junior football.
It's incredible. Incredible to watch. So we've reached the end of the third quarter. We'll transition sides between quarters here as we get ready for the fourth quarter. Currently, if you're not here, some entertainment from Judy Russell's Enchantment Dance Center as the Kodiaks dance team entertaining the crowd here at Massage Place Stadium. Kodiak's offense will be dealing with a 1st and 10 from the 38 now that we've swapped sides. And what an entertaining third quarter.
There's not much to say other than that.
No notes. We've got a one score, literally one single score being the difference between these two sides. 28-27 in favor of the Broncos. As the Kodiaks break the huddle and get this 4th quarter underway. 3 receivers to the near side. Sawyer, he'll roll. He'll try to elude. Tries to get away. He'll drop it. And that will get whistled down. Not sure if that was getting whistled down from contact or whether it was an incomplete pass. I'm not entirely sure what...
He was in the grasp on that one.
14:36 remaining here in the 4th quarter. Kodiaks now 2nd and long. Ball at the Kamloops 45. They need to get it to the 28-yard line. Thiessen takes the snap. He'll roll. He'll position. Goes back the backside, and that gets picked off.
Intercepted by number 9, Isaac Matty.
Number 9, Isaac Matty, with the interception and pulls the gritty in front of the Kodiak sideline.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what Sawyer was looking at there. Rolling to his left and then trying to throw a dropout route or a comeback to the opposite side of the field.
Kamloops Broncos taking over, 1st and 10. They'll hand this off. Cameron Gregorczyk right up the middle, and he'll carry it right to the 40-yard line before getting brought down. Looked like he was able to slip right into the secondary untouched.
Yeah, they just ran a nice little trap play inside, and Glenn Falkowski looked like he came free, but the pulling lineman got a piece of him to spring that one.
So 1st and 10 for the Broncos. 3 receivers to the near side. Snyder drops, looks to throw, puts it up. That nearly gets picked off, overthrown. Number 87, the intended target, Colton Peterson, and the ball perhaps surprised Jerome Darko.
Right off the face mask.
You won $1,580. Come up here to the announcer booth on the top right, the announcer booth. Dave Pelt B12.
12:55 remaining in the 4th quarter. 3 receivers to the far side for the Broncos, 2 to the wide side, which is the near side here on the 2nd and 10 play. Snyder drops back, looks to throw, hits the sideline. Colton Meikle with the catch. He'll get the 1st down. It'll be about 2 yards shy of midfield, but picks up enough to move the chains.
Good timing and anticipation there by Schneider. Threw it before Meikle even got his head around, and bang, and 1st down, Bronco.
1st and 10. 3 receivers to the far side. There's a handoff. Cameron Gregorczyk up the middle, but he gets stopped and forced back. Maybe picked up 2 yards on the carry. They'll set up 2nd. Actually, it'll be 2nd and 7. 3-yard carry by Gregorczyk.
Good job by the D-line there, just holding their gaps. D-ends didn't come too far upfield, allowed them to help out on that tackle.
Just over 12 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter. 3 receivers to the near side for the Broncos. Single back in the backfield. Broncos look to throw, some pressure coming. Snyder will tuck it and run. He'll head for the sideline before running out of bounds. You saw the pocket collapse and Snyder was able to tuck it and run away from it, picking up a first down for the Broncos. Broncos now inside the Prince George end of the field. 1st and 10 from the 45. Kodiaks with a 4-man front, 3 receivers to the near side for Kamloops. And Snyder will drop back, looks to throw, puts it over the middle, and that will go incomplete. Had to send number 86, Corey Jeeves, up the ladder as that goes just a smidge over the outstretched hands.
And if you can't get enough of your Kodiaks, make sure you visit their website.
2nd and 10.
For all information, rock safety, programs, all things Kodiak. Make some noise for your people.
3 receivers to the near side. Snyder will drop back. He's got time. A wobbling pass. Nearly gets picked up. Brock Dufour makes the catch.
Oh.
And Jerome Darko able to hold on. Looked like Dufour was on the cusp of breaking free.
Number 6.
Right over Taman Piddock's hands.
Let's go defense.
10:25 to go here in the 4th quarter. Kamloops. The ball at the 14-yard line. 3 receivers to the far side. Colton Meikle in the slot. Snyder looks for number 87. He's got it. Going for the end zone. Gets forced out of bounds. Looks like he's got it down to the 3-yard line.
Darko just giving way too much cushion over there, trying to follow the deep route coming from the number 2 receiver. Got his eyes trapped there, and no one was covering the wideout.
Colton Peterson with the reception gets the ball close to the goal line. Actually looks like it's getting spotted at the 2-yard line. So 1st and goal from the 2. Split back formation for the Broncos as Jeeves motions over. Here's a handoff to Gorchik up the middle, but he gets stopped in the backfield.
Great job by Harden and Pratt there. Instant penetration off the edge, stayed square, and just ran into a wall.
So that sets up 2nd and goal for the Broncos. Looks like he lost a yard on the play. They'll keep the split back formation with Jeeves in the backfield as a fullback. And it looks like they'll look to throw. Ball down, goes out, gets skipped off the turf, incomplete. That'll set up 3rd down. And if you're the Broncos, it looks like the offense is staying out. 9:04 to go. And it looks like Clark Snyder is having some difficulties hearing the play call.
It is loud in here.
Broncos looking to go for it here on 3rd down. They'll keep the 2 backfield. And it looks like the Kodiaks will call a timeout.
They're going to want to get the right scheme and personnel dialed up here to make sure that they got a guy on Meikle with some help over top. Same with Sands. Someone else is going to make a play. Let it happen, more or less, but don't get beat by Meikle or Sands here.
8:52 remaining here in the 4th quarter. Broncos currently leading by 1. The score 28-27. It is 3rd down at the 3-yard line. And it looks like the Kamloops Broncos are wanting to go for it as the Prince George Kodiaks defense returns out onto the field. And the Broncos will break the huddle. They look to line up, the crowd getting in behind their defense. The Broncos sticking with the two backs in the backfield. Jeeves to one side of Snyder, Gregorczyk to the right side. Colton Meikle on the wideout. Snyder looking for the end zone. Dufort open, touchdown, Broncos. Brock Dufort beats his man and makes the catch in the back corner of the end zone.
Looked like the Kodiaks made an adjustment to get bodies over on Sands and Meikle, but unfortunately they were lined up both on the same side, which was leaving one-on-ones on the wide side of the field here. That corner in the red zone, it's a tough one to cover.
With that, Broncos increase their lead. They get up to 34. They're going for the convert here. And that, a low kick, but I think that was good.
Yeah.
Convert is good. Broncos increase their lead 35-27 as they find the end zone. That'll be an important scoring drive there for Kamloops.
Will we see any trickery on this kick return, you think?
I'm going to say we might see a similar setup where they'll fake the reverse to Cowley this time around.
He is on the field.
Broncos looking to kick this one off. Myron Brown and Andrew Brown back to return, currently standing at their own 10-yard line. Side spinning kick hits the 20. Will it go out of bounds? And it will, which will draw a flag. Illegal kick out of bounds. 8:47 remaining here in the fourth quarter.
The success that the Kodiaks have had with their kick returns, that's not the worst thing. So they've had a couple that have gotten out to midfield here so far tonight. So 40 instead of the 55.
Kodiak's offense will take over. 1st and 10 from the 40 inside the Prince George end of the field. Kodiak's lining up. 3 receivers to the near side. There's a handoff. Jackson Boyd out of the backfield. He gets tripped up, but is able to pick up 4 or 5 yards on the play. And the Kamloops fans in attendance making themselves heard. Starting to hear some defense chants from the crowd here. 8:15 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Kodiaks break the huddle. 3 receivers to the near side. Thiessen takes the snap. He'll drop back. He's got some time. Looks to call his own number. He goes into contact, but gets the first down. And that'll move the chains.
He took a pop. Good job knowing the situation, though. Step up, get what you can.
So fresh set of downs with that magic wash first down by the Kodiaks. 7:41 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Three receivers to the near side. Thiessen takes the snap. He'll go for a quick hit. Carson Briere, who gets wrapped up high, but brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Andrew Brown couldn't quite hold the block.
Looked like they had everybody else blocked up nice there. If Brown's able to make that block with Briere's speed, he might still be going.
Well, 2nd and 11 for the Kodiaks. Three receivers to the far side. Thiessen takes the snap, some pressure coming off the near edge. Thiessen will roll right Thiessen going deep, looking for Van Summeren, goes up, and that will fall incomplete. Some tight coverage there. It looks like the officials are letting the players battle it out.
I think if he got a little more air under that, give Van Summeren a bit more of a chance to go up and get it.
6:35 remaining in the fourth quarter. It'll be third down for Prince George as Cale Cali will come out. We haven't seen the punt team in a while for Prince George. Cali takes the snap and he'll boot this one. This one will skip at the 30, back to the 25 before being fielded by Sens. Sens hits the sideline and he'll go out of bounds, and a late flag on the play. 3 flags littering the turf here at Massage Place Stadium. One right in front of the broadcast here, and the other 2 on the far side in and around where the play came to an end.
Yeah, it looked like Sands got hit while he was out of bounds there, so.
Looked like Coulter Cannon got some late contact in on Sens as he went out of bounds. 6:12 remaining in the fourth quarter. Broncos leading 35-27. Kodiaks doing a good job coming back into the game in the third quarter as they're able to piece together a series of scoring drives to get themselves back into this one. A Brock Dufort touchdown on the Kamloops Broncos' last offensive drive has since expanded the lead for the Broncos as they now line up with a 3-receiver set to the near side. 1st and 10 from the 35. Here's a handoff up the middle, and that gets brought down. Looks like May had gotten to the 42-yard line. I believe that was Owen Stockbrugger on the carry.
Another little counter play to the right side here. Jason Kratz just got to squeeze that down and take on that puller to close that gap.
Kamloops back with the 2 backs in the backfield. Stockbrugger will motion over to the left side. Handoff here to Jeeves up the middle. Flag thrown on the far sideline.
Looked like a little bit of movement there from the right end. I believe that's Theo Grant.
And it will be an offside penalty against the Kodiaks, but they will decline that penalty. So the yards gained will stand up. Broncos now with 4 receivers to the near side. Colton Meikle, the single wideout on the far side of the field. Snyder takes the snap. He'll hand this off. Stockbrugger trying to hit the sideline, gets some contact, skips through, makes a tackle, number 54. I believe that's Lucas Burgoyne. There's a flag in the backfield, and it looks like it'll be a holding penalty going against the Broncos.
Yeah, Nick Tremblay in pursuit got tugged there and got hooked back around.
So that will move the ball back against the Broncos.
Holding offense.
And the ball will get spotted at the 40-yard line. So 1st and 20. Broncos breaking the huddle. 3 receivers to the near side. Colton Meikle, the near side wideout. Owen Stockbrugger motioning over, off tackle. Over the middle, Brock Dufort makes the catch, goes into contact, is able to stay up on his feet before getting tripped up, and picks up a sizable 14-yard gain on that one. 2nd and 6.
This is a big one here. Kodiaks D needs a stand. Give that offense some time to operate and get down the field.
Colton Meikle and Caleb Sens both on the far side. 3 receivers to the near side. Clark Snyder looks to throw. Hits the near sideline. And that gets caught. The first down will get picked up. Number 87, Colton Peterson.
It's a bit too hesitant there, getting to the flat by Alexandro Stanos.
First and 10 for the Broncos. Now inside the Prince George end of the field. Ball spotted at the 47-yard line. 4 receivers to the far side. Snyder will hand this off. Owen Stockberger. Stockberger tries to bounce it outside, but he gets brought down from behind. He'll pick up about 5 yards on the carry. 2nd and 5. 3:50 remaining here in the fourth quarter.
This D-line just needs to understand the situation. Kamloops wants to run the ball. They have to hold their gaps. Don't come too far upfield.
On our website, kodiaksfootball.com.
Snyder will hand this one off to Jeeves. Jeeves off tackle. He'll make some men miss. Still up and running. Picks up the first down and carries the load down to the 30-yard line. .318 still up on the clock in the fourth quarter. Broncos leading 35-27. Broncos looking to put this one away here as they've got their offense down to the 29-yard line inside the Prince George end of the field. 1st and 10. Broncos 4 receivers to the near side. They'll hand this off. Owen Stockberger tries to find a hole but gets wrapped up, brought down in the backfield. Loss of 2 yards on the play.
Great job by Glenn Falkowski to shed that block and just step right in to make that tackle.
It'll be 2nd and 11. 2:59 remaining on the clock. And the officials will now meet at the ball placement. So 2:59 will get the 3-minute warning. And Colton Meikle will head to the far sideline. Looks like it'll be the single receiver on that side. 4 receivers to the near side. And it looks like Aiden Leslie will look to be right up in Meikle's face. Clark Snyder to pass. He'll connect. Number 19, Brock Dufort gets wrapped up. Nick Tremblay, he's still up on his feet, but it looks like it actually gets whistled down. And it'll be 3rd down. And what looks to be 4 yards.
This is the biggest gate play of the game right here.
2:36 remaining on the clock. Broncos break the huddle. 3 receivers to the near side. Caleb Sands and Colton Meikle to the far side. Clark Snyder, he looks to throw, looks for a quick hit. Brock Dufort stretches out to make the catch. And it looks like he has the first down.
First down, Broncos.
That'll move the chains with 2:18 remaining here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, strange call there. Kodiaks go 2 high safeties and no one over top of Dufort there. Just a nice little hook route.
Kodiaks. Let's go, Kodiaks!
2:10 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Clock rolling. 3 receivers to the near side. Colton Meikle in the slot. They'll hand this off to Stockberger. Stockberger tries to find a hole. He does. Goes into contact. Gets brought down. And looks like it'll be a 1 yard short of another first down.
Will be a second down.
Inside the final 2 minutes. Broncos looking to close this one out. Minute 50 remaining. 2 backs in the backfield. Stockberger will motion over to the left tackle. Here's a handoff to Gies. He bounces it out. Goes for the end zone. Stretches out. Touchdown, Broncos.
Another trap play inside that Ben Falkowski came upfield, got trapped, and no one was there to fill.
Minute 38, and the Broncos make this a 2-score game. And this will mark the 4th straight game that the Prince George Kodiaks defense has allowed 40 or more points. And it looks like the Broncos offense will look to go for a 2-point convert here. 3 receivers to the far side. Snyder looks to throw in the end zone. Caleb Sens makes it 2. Minute 38 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Broncos now leading 43-27. And the Kodiaks will look to make a quick offensive drive here, and
yeah, they got to go get into a tempo style of offense here, get on the ball, get the play calls in nice and quick. Just get the ball going down the field. They're going to have to get a couple chunk plays. Or another big Andrew Bound return would be nice.
That would be nice right about now. Here's the kick. Looks like it's heading for Myron Brown. Myron Brown looking to make the return. Trying to find a hole. He gets there and gets it up to the 44. And Kodiak's offense out onto the field. They'll have a minute 32 to work with, and they'll have to work a quick offensive drive here, ending in a score to give them enough time to be able to go for an onside kick.
No timeouts here, so they got to be up and getting back onto the ball and set.
Kodiaks break the huddle. They've got 3 receivers to the near side. Actually 4. Cale Cowley will be motioning over to the inside slot. Thiessen looks to throw. Looking for Cowley. That will fall incomplete. Had Myron Brown and Cale Cowley both in the vicinity.
Yeah, Sawyer got it up there to give him a chance. He's got to leave his feet and try to go up and make that play. Of course, easier said than done.
Minute 26 to go. 3 receivers to the near side for Thiessen. Thiessen takes the snap. He'll drop. He'll look. He's got some pressure. He's still up on his feet, trying to buy some time. Deeks still up on his feet. Pinballs off one of his O-linemen, drops the ball. And I believe Connor Sherlock was able to jump onto that one, which keeps the ball in the Kodiaks' possession, but gives them a long 3rd down play.
Yeah, that's one he's got to just try to get rid of. You don't want to take a sack there and back yourself up even more. It's just when he first escaped, he's just got to keep working to the sideline here.
And just over a minute to go here. Kodiaks lining up 4 receivers to the near side. Thiessen will drop, looks to throw, puts this deep, looking for Cowley, and that falls incomplete. That will be a turnover on down, and the Kamloops Broncos are 53.9 seconds away from sealing in their first victory of the season.
A lot of great things. Clean up when you're leaving, grab your garbage and throw it out.
Broncos leading 43-27. And they'll take over on offense from the 35-yard line inside the Prince George end of the field. Here's a handoff. Cameron Gregorczyk gets stood up, lifted up, and the whistle called.
Couple yards to number 23. Owen Stockburger.
As the final 42 seconds will tick off the clock. And it looks like we now have number 16, Ryan Peterson, in at quarterback for the Broncos as he hands it off to Cameron Gregorczyk. He'll run up, and it looks like he'll get a first down for the Broncos. 27.3 seconds remaining.
Should allow them to knee this out now.
Well, the final 20 seconds will tick off the clock, and the Kamloops Broncos will seal their first victory of the season. As it looks like they'll take a knee and let the final few seconds tick off the clock. So a 43-27 victory for the Kamloops Broncos gets their record to 1-4 and on par with the Prince George Kodiaks. As Clark Snyder will go back in that quarterback, and he will take the final knee from the victory formation as the Kamloops Broncos defeat the Prince George Kodiaks 43-27 here at Massage Place Stadium. We'll take a moment, we'll step away. When we get back, we'll have the post-game show for you right here on Country 97. You're listening to Kodiaks football on Country 97 FM.
Catch all the action. Then, and don't forget to listen on your way home with Ethan ready for the post-game show. We do have tickets for the 14th. You can grab them at ticketsnorth.ca. I'm Silvio with 94.3 to go. Have a great rest of your night. See ya.
How many commercials do we have left? Do we need to get through? Oh, okay. All right, let's just go for 2 minutes. We'll come back, we'll do a little recap. No, okay. We'll come back, we'll do a little recap. I'll throw to another commercial break. Sorry, what's that? Let's do 2 breaks. We'll come back, do a quick recap, throw to another break, and then I'll do another quick out-of-town scoreboard, and then just set up the next game. Thank you.
Welcome back to Massage Place Stadium. 43-27, the final here from Massage Place Stadium, but final score going in favor of the Kamloops Broncos as they seal away their first win of the season, defeating the Prince George Kodiaks in front of their own crowd. But definitely the hole was dug deep early on for the Prince George Kodiaks. We saw quite a dramatic comeback, but at that point, all it took was Kamloops Broncos piecing together one scoring drive to really help put this one away.
Yeah, when you spot a big deficit at halftime, it's a tough uphill climb. You had pointed out earlier, like 40 points in 4 straight games allowed by the defense. You're not going to win games that way.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how talented you are on offense. It's allowing 40 plus every week. It's tough. There are positives in this. I thought there was the front seven did a better job, but yeah, it's a tough one.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I know, I mean, head coach Jamie Bourne said it before. I mean, when you put up 27, 28 points, that should be enough to be able to win games. And the unfortunate thing is, yes, the offensive effort was a little late coming to fruition in this one. But at the same time, when you look on the opposite side of the ball and defensively, the week in, week out, it seems like the same struggles are being had. And, you know, you start to get a little frustrated as a coach, I would assume, because of just trying to figure out what to do. How do you adjust? How do you not only make those adjustments, but how do you get the right players in the right spots?
Yeah, and, you know, there was plays to be made by this defense today. We had 2 potential interceptions by Taman Pittock that he never came down with either.
Yeah.
Those are momentum plays, and if he doesn't have a big return, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But it's momentum, and it's happened a couple times this year where they've grabbed momentum. The offense starts rolling, defense gets us a couple stops, and then they come out flat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Watching what's happening, there is no real answer for it, right? The players are getting to the spots, but like I said before the game, they have to make the plays.
Yeah, 100%, absolutely. And the unfortunate thing is, up until this point, I think because they beat VI in week 1, that was going to be the lone matchup that they had against the Raiders this season. They were automatically going to position themselves over the Raiders just because of the record.
Yeah.
VI Raiders defeated the Kamloops Broncos. They've been in those games against other teams. They almost beat the Okanagan Sun even, having a lead in that game up until the final 5 minutes of the fourth quarter. You had the edge over the Kamloops Broncos, and now the Broncos have their first win coming against you, and right now they've got the edge going into the next 2 games in a 3-game series between the Broncos and the Kodiaks over the next second half of this season.
Yeah, like looking at the games so far outside of the Langley and Okanagan game, the West Shore game, the VI game, and the Kamloops game were winnable games where this team was in it, and they came out flat.
Yeah.
Right? They start fast, they're moving the ball well, they're doing really good things, and then it all goes away, right? It's kind of like they're too high, and then when they start coming down, right, and the game starts unfolding in front of them, they just continue to sink.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and even just, we were talking about it during the halftime show, having those, perhaps being a little conservative with the play call during the first half. Those big plays didn't come until the second half. Didn't come until that comeback was being pieced together. And at that point, like, as entertaining as it was to be a witness of, you can't be expecting that flow to continue and bring you on to victory. I mean, you did it in week 1. Like,
yeah, I look at it, where they're at in the season. I think you just got to kind of let Sawyer Thiessen loose. Find out the plays he really likes.
Yep.
Right? Bring him. Now, I don't know if they do this or not, but involve him in the game plan and start picking out what he likes so he can get more comfortable. They can start faster.
Yep.
And if they are doing it and they're coming out flat, then
it's tough. At the end of the day, when you give up 43, it doesn't matter how good your offense is.
Absolutely. And I wouldn't. You can't even call the Prince George Kodiaks a second half team. They're a third quarter team.
Third quarter.
And that's not going to win you games. And you're at this point in the season where you're going to you go into a bye week next week.
Which is much needed for this team right now.
Very much needed. Get some rest, kind of reset that mindset.
Yeah.
But then you're going in, you've got a matchup against the Valley Huskers, you've got a matchup against the Okanagan Sun, and you've got 2 more matchups against the Kamloops Broncos. And, you're going to have to try to figure out how to win a game against some tough opponents.
Yeah, and at this point, if you win ugly, you win ugly.
Absolutely. We'll take a moment, we'll step away, we'll have a final break, and we'll set the scene for the next matchup for the Prince George Kodiaks. You're listening to Kodiaks Football right here on Country 97 FM.